Welcome. Today, I have another relationship based for your business. I'm spiffing it here, and I just couldn't even remember what I do. So I have another relationship-based person here today who has an organization out of Denver that is going national, and it's all based on relationships. So I'm really excited to have Meghann Conter here today. She has never been one to accept the status quo. Her perspectives on marketing will banish the dread you feel when you think about promoting yourself and your business. Over the course of her action-packed career, she's helped hundreds of female-led businesses maximize their impact in the world. She founded a nationwide group called the Dames in 2015, which I am a member of. And with the dream of making the $1 million revenue mark a reality for more mission-driven women. And with everything she does, she's shared her belief that work, marketing, and everything in between can be both fun and profitable. So I'm really excited to welcome Meghann Conter.
Thank you, Juliet. I'm really excited to be here with you and to spend some quality time together.
Well, thank you. So tell us a little bit about the Dames and why you created the Dames.
Absolutely. So when I had the vision for the Dames, it was just a local organization here in Denver. And I was part of a business mastermind and really feeling this need to be able to connect with women who are at and above my level. And everywhere I looked around me, everywhere I lurked around me as well in Denver.
She's
really,
a stalker.
I'm a lurker, I'm a stalker. Everywhere I looked, there were so many, communities which were non-specific. There were a lot of communities where I would go in and I would really have to sift through lots of people to find the other women who were experiencing similar challenges and similar celebrations to me at the stage of business I was in, which was early six figures and growing. And so I kept asking questions of various networking groups and people that I would meet. And I found the answer that very few women who, when they reached a certain level of success, would go out and network or build community in the same kinds of communities that they used to. And so I further examined and said, okay, well, if you have gone into the networking witness protection program, what would it take to get you out of there? And what I heard resounding over and over again was, well, it would need to be a really good event to get me out. And I would need to really want to be there and see tangible reasons why I should be there. So I asked further questions and said, all right, so if we had this, or this, what would get you there? And so really with all of that information, plus my internal values and my internal GPS that I had done so many years of work to uncover, I realized that what the community was lacking was fun, humor, inspiration, and really a place where they knew that they would be in a room with the people who are at and above their level. So Denver Dames was started back in 2015, and we've always had humor-forward speakers, comedians, or improv troupes at all of our events, and that will be the way it is forever. And we've always had the Dame of Influence Award, which is presented to a woman who runs a seven-figure business, because one of our biggest things that we're working to achieve in my life and at the Dames is to get more women-owned businesses to the $1 million mark and beyond, so that we can create sustainable employment. Women are on epic missions to achieve big things, and it's really a shame oftentimes that we don't get very close to achieving those missions, and that is because of a lack of resources oftentimes. So the more money we have, the more revenue we have, the more resources we have, the closer we can get to achieving those epic missions. And that is what, the Dames was founded on, and that's what it exists in today. And as we really got proof of concept and started growing so bigly here in Denver.
I didn't know they do bigly in Colorado.
We don't. It just, yep.
A little blue there. No.
Not this one. The more that we grew, we realized that, this problem doesn't just exist here in Denver. It exists everywhere. So that's when I rebranded to the Dames and I started creating the online membership program so that we could connect women virtually all over the place. And so, yeah, we're actually building an international organization. Now I need to update that bio since we have members in Australia, because I really see this this mission and this vision expanding to a worldwide network so that we can really connect each other. And as you've experienced, connect one another to the learning, the resources, the community, the growth that we all need to continue to become even more and more successful and achieve our dreams.
Yes, yes. So a lot of you guys know this. Meghann probably doesn't. I have a new book coming out in the spring called Pitch Slapped. And it is exactly for this reason, going to network groups and just feeling like exhausted when you walk away, because it's all about those other people and telling you what they do. And I love this because to sell high ticket items, you need to build relationships, not just throw a pitch at someone and go, so you want it?
Bye.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what I love about this organization. I'm going to an event the beginning of January in Scottsdale. And what I'm really excited about is a couple of the dames are going to be there. And I haven't been to Denver yet because I can't even give you a reason why, because you conflict with another group I'm at all the time. But I'm excited about it because I get to meet some of those ladies there that are going to be there. So
Nice.
So your group has training, which I think is it's not very standard for networking groups that are online the way yours are. Do you want to share a little bit about happy hour and all the trainings?
Absolutely. So women, again, when you know exactly who you're serving, in the case of the Dames, we are an organization for women who run 6 and 7 figure businesses and women who are in director, VP, and C-suite positions at large corporations and nonprofits. We are solving these similar problems that exist both in the world of the entrepreneur and of the corporate woman. And what I'm finding as I grow this organization is that we are in the middle of a giant paradigm shift. And we are going to this place where women-owned businesses will be able to grow based on the way women grow best, as opposed to what it currently is and what it has been for a long time, that we're growing in typically male-dominated industries using male models.
Mm-hmm.
And male models for growth, male models for just the fact that that's the way it's been. Nothing right, wrong, good or bad about that. It's just, I think we're on the precipice of huge change as it relates to business growth. So with that said, looking at the tenets of what it looks like for a woman to grow a business, what I've realized and what I've studied is that women need to have personal growth at the forefront just as much as professional growth. So at the Dames, and part of our learning that we do is personal growth topics are just as important, if not more so, than professional.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a good mixture of those two things. So we call them our next level skills trainings, and those are facilitated by experts all around the world who have expertise in areas that our members have told us they want help in. So whether that's something very niche specific, like improving your sales processes or how to publish a book or how to create a podcast, or it's how to use meditation to de-stress yourself and to get out of overwhelm, or, understanding your personality type and how that drives you as a business owner. These personal and professional growth topics are crucial to helping us get to the next level in our businesses and in our lives. Then we have our virtual happy hours, and those are so much fun. It's connecting our members all around the world with the ability to, yes, talk about who they are and what they do, but what are the kinds of resources that they're looking for at this stage of the game? Whether that's, yes, they need connections to power partners who can help fuel their business, or they're looking for an outsourced fractional CFO for their company, or they're looking to hire a, whatever the case may be. We want to advocate that our members make connections for each other, as well as what we do at the Dames, which is making strategic connections for our members and learning about the goals that you, Juliet, have as a business owner and the kinds of power partners that fuel your business. We want to make sure that we're making those strategic connections on a regular basis, but we're also empowering a community of women to do the same thing and to really look past their local boundaries to say, hey, there is a whole big world out there, and I wonder what I could learn from a woman in Australia who does marketing and branding, in a different way. I wonder what I have to learn from that person, or who I could refer to that person, or so on and so forth. And last but not least, we have our $1 Million Power Hours. And those are our events that really allow women who are running 7-figure businesses to share with us the keys to success personally and professionally that they have experienced in getting to and running an ongoing $1 million business. So there's a lot for us to learn from all those different aspects that we put together.
Yes, there's so much to learn. I'm hoping she's introducing me to one of the Australians. I'm hoping to walk away with her cool accent. So
Yes. Well, and it would be a very different accent because she's British,
oh,
living in Australia and has been living in Australia for a really long time. So there's a good mixture there. And she's also part Dutch and speaks French. So, there's a good mix match.
wow. I'll be able to walk away speaking 4 different languages. That's
There you
exciting.
go. That's brilliant. All by osmosis.
So what brought you to this point that you said, I can't do this anymore with the way men grow? Because I know being a part of, like, I broke through the glass ceiling back in the 80s in a male dominated world. And I picked up some sort of bad habits doing that as well. Playing golf, let's go have a beer. What do women do that's different, that's more intuitive with that?
I think what the one word that you just said that is the key there is intuitive. I think we're still trying to figure that out. And by no means is there one blanket way of doing it, because each woman is different. But some of the things that, when people ask me why, women, why all women?
Mhm.
Well, I was raised by a very strong female who has been working for her whole life in a philanthropic way to help women get ahead. And, I have never looked at it as, well, I hadn't previously looked at it as, well, the way men do it or the way women do it, until I started getting in and seeing, oh, okay, so there is need for a shift here. It doesn't mean that we have to go to the full opposite side of the spectrum, but we can start really looking deeper at the psychology of how women do things and at the practices of women and what are the best ways. And what I can tell you is that women have to have self-care at the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
And, men have an ability to go warrior through things. And that's not how women are physically or physiologically or psychologically built. But we like to look at it as we are built just like men. And so we should be able to warrior through things. But that's not the case. So if we can, as women, make sure that we're looking at our physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional health more so than our business health, it will translate into a healthier business.
Yes.
And that we as women can't separate the two. It's just by nature, being, mothers, being wives, being husbands, being, I don't know what I just said that, but, being anything, any role that we have to be in our lives, we have to have a blend of all of those things. And we have to make sure that we are not ignoring one part or the other. And so there's a lot of competing priorities that we are managing, and we get to figure it out together.
Yeah. Yeah. I really, really like that. And that warrioring through is one of those things I was talking about, being in a male dominated world, is that's, for a very long time, it works when you're young. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like it definitely does, because, you've got enough hours in the day, but as you get older, it really does start to take a toll on you. And you have to learn how to re-language a lot of things that, retool how you're doing it. Otherwise you're just burnt out.
And thank God younger generations are actually saying, they're figuring it out earlier, and they're saying, no, I'm not going to work myself to the bone, work my fingers to the bone, because they're realizing that actually doesn't do us any good. And even though they can work that hard and go to that distance, they're, younger Gen, what is it? Z, millennials and Gen Z are actually, I think, doing it in a smarter way. They're exploring the world. They're saying, no, I want work-life blend. I don't want to just bust my ass until I'm 60 years old. That's not the way that I want to live my life. And I think that's pretty cool. And I think we should teach to learn from their book.
It is. My son is 24, and recently I offered to help him start his own business. And I was kind of surprised when he said, no, you made it look really hard. I thought I made it look easy, but him growing up, I've had my own business since 2000. So apparently I didn't make it look easy enough for him to want to do it.
Isn't that interesting?
I know. I would love to see him start his own business, but that's part of that balance where they're looking at it saying, does the reward meet, the needs of what I want to do? So it's very interesting. So building a platform, you and I have talked about, you had to build a platform, even though your group is fairly low cost, you still had to build a platform and relationships to get people in for different reasons than me, because my stuff is high ticket. For you, it's because you've got so much competition out there. So tell us a little bit about how you did that, because there are women's empowerment groups springing up all over the place, but they're not springing up like yours.
Right. So I think a lot of it goes, I have had a high ticket, I still do have a high ticket business as well in my marketing business.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen both sides. And on both sides, what I can tell you is what is crucial is identifying that niche that you serve. And that opens the door to literally everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we just had an incredible $1 million power hour last week with two women who are in such a very niche area that the company is called Clergy Advantage, and they provide, basically CPA and financial services for clergy, for ministers. And I mean, man, if there's more of a niche than that, I don't know one. But the key is they have been able to really get to a point where they have a very systematic business that can go on without that CEO. So that CEO has really been able to systematize that business and get the right people in the right place on the right seats of the bus to move forward. So just taking a page from that area of expertise is, once you understand who you are serving in your business, then that differentiator is established. Then you get to start saying, okay, so now that I know this target audience so well, I'm going to get to know their needs, their wants, their desires better than anybody else. And then I'm going to serve them and solve those problems. And that's what I've done in both my marketing and the Dames, is I know it's, first of all, it's the same target audience, but I know the needs, wants, and desires of 6 and 7 figure women. And as I grow and learn, and as my team and everyone starts pulling together, we grow and learn the needs, wants, and desires of the woman in corporate. We begin to be able to create the solutions in the form of our products and services. We begin to be able to package those in the right way, price them in the right way, position them in the right way. These are all the basic fundamentals of marketing. But once we're able to actually do that and put that in effect, we can really create amazing results for our target audience, because we know them so intimately and we're there. We exist for them. I exist for myself. The Dames exist for me. The Dames exist for women who are like me and who are struggling with similar areas and similar issues, and are desiring to find other like-minded women to talk with, to grow with, and to learn with. And that's why it's so much easier and so much more enjoyable, because it's solving problems. And so that's just one of the basic principles, is really identifying that target audience and then figuring out, okay, what is the competition doing? Well, most of them are not serving a target audience. They're solving the problems of the market at large. So right then and there, I can say, yeah, we're not here to solve everyone's problems. We're here to solve this group of people's problems. So building the network from the very beginning, you asked, how did I do that? I started reaching out to people, and I would say, who do you know that fits this description? Will you introduce me to them? And then I would talk to them, and I'd hear from them, and I'd understand what are the problems that they're facing in their business, and what are the celebrations that they have. And then I would just turn right around and say, okay, well, this is exactly who we are, and this is how we solve the problems that you're facing. If that's for you, great. If not, here are some other organizations that might be a good fit for you. Or if you're not at this stage of business yet, here are 3 organizations that I recommend that you go join, so that while you're growing in these earlier stages of business, you have the support and the education and the tools that you need, because I don't want to solve everybody's problems. That's not what I'm here for.
And that is such a great point, because the niching down is what's so important. So many, first of all, it's very hard to market to everyone. It's expensive. It's generalized. People don't, you have to sort of agitate whatever problem's going on for them, and you can't agitate the world at large. So that does make a lot of sense. And just going to networking groups in general, just, you're going to meet a lot of people, but are you going to be able to do business with any of them? Probably not.
Right. And not to mention that even like when you come to a Dames event, an in-person event, what you'll witness is that icky feeling that normally gets felt at networking events isn't there.
Yeah.
Because people are there to look for power partners. They're there to look for strategic partners in their business growth, because they're not at a level, and this is said from total heart, they're not at a level where they're desperate for business. They're at a level where they really want deep connection, and they really want resources, tools, and people that can help them get where they're headed at the next step. They're not there to stab people with their business cards and try to make the next sale. So it makes the whole energy of the network itself different, whether it's online or offline, in person, or whatever. The energy is different. And I teach all day long this concept of, once you understand your target audience, the natural next step is understanding who else serves those people in a different way than you, or in the same way, but with a different focus area. Those are the people you need to be talking to on a daily basis, because they're the ones who are going to be the natural connectors to your target audience. And you get to start serving them. You get to say, how can I make your life better? How can I connect you to the things that you need, the clients that you need, and serve first, not sell first. It just creates this whole, I keep using the same words, but a whole different energy to the community itself, a high vibrating energy. And that's what I'm creating, a high vibrating energy community of people who want to be there, don't need to be there.
Mm-hmm. What I love about it is that I always want to be the dumbest person in the room. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times when I attend the online events, I kind of feel like, oh my gosh, why didn't I know that? So there's a lot to be learned. Like the clergy women, I was shocked. Like, that is a thing,
yeah,
and apparently a good thing. So
exactly. And here's how you create a company culture that it's like, holy cow, it makes so much sense. But I never would have had that perspective had I not met these women, and had I not had someone these women who are running multi-million-dollar organization with 35 people on their payroll. I'm like, holy cow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. That was another reason back in 2015 that I created the Dames the way I did, because I was tired of being the smartest person in the room.
Uh-huh. Yeah, me too. No, just
a lot of women were. A lot of women that I was building community with were tired of that too.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. So if people want to find out more and connect with you, and by the way, Meghann is a great connector. It's one of the things I really liked about her right away, because I like connecting people as well. So I saw that right off the bat. Where do they get a hold of you? What do they look at? Where can they find you?
So go to www.thedames.co, no M, and on there you'll find a couple of fun things that you can get involved in right away. One is our free gift, which is called How to Become Queen of Your Jungle Without Becoming a Total She-Beast. So imagine the what's her name? Priestley, from Devil Wears Prada. I can't think of her first name right now.
Oh gosh, I just watched that movie too.
Amanda Priestley? No, it's something
I don't remember her name, but we all know who you're talking about.
At us with her real name.
Yes.
But anyways, how to become the queen of your jungle without becoming that woman, because oftentimes women think that, oh, if I get to that point where I'm running a big business, I'm going to be a total, and that's not the case. So there's that free gift that can kind of get you in and get you to know about the personality of the Dames. And then of course we have local chapters currently in 2 states. We're opening our 3rd state in February, and then our 4th state in March or April. And then we're going all over the nation with in-person chapters. And you can apply to join the Dames from anywhere in the world at this point, if you meet the criteria, both from a revenue standpoint as well as a a mindset and a cultural standpoint, because we're here to be givers and to really learn and give and grow with one another, not just take. So that's the kind of person and personality. And if you have a good sense of humor, that certainly doesn't hurt, because we often are, as women who are high performing, we're in serious environments a lot, and there's tendency for a lot of stress and overwhelm. So the Dames provides a good amount of comic relief, hence the humor forward events and the inspiration that comes from that.
There you go. So right now you're in Denver, you're in Orange County, California. Where are you guys opening up later in person?
In Madison, Wisconsin, and then soon followed by, hopefully, this is not for sure set in stone.
Psst, don't tell anybody.
We're putting it out there to the universe that this goes through very easily. Chicago, Atlanta, and Phoenix. So we're growing steadily and quickly and excitingly, but in a very quality way, because we have extraordinary chapter presidents who are bringing the Dames to these local markets. So
very, very
that
nice.
Sounds like something exciting to you. Might want to reach out to me.
Yes, especially we need one in Salt Lake, but I'm not going to be it. No.
Yes. So if you find somebody else
in Salt Lake, there you go.
Yes.
Meghann, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. Really appreciate it. And we'll talk soon.
Yes. Perfect.